your winter skies get turn muddy the moment that you try to add a glow to them, like everything mixes together and you lose the light? Hi, I'm Beatriz, and today we're gonna fix that. We're gonna put a wet on wet wash, and we're gonna apply the light part of the sky. We're gonna let it dry, and after that we will come back to put the rest of the sky. This is the easiest way to get a perfect glowing sky every single time without overworking it. So grab your brushes and let's start painting. Start by wetting the whole paper. I'm gonna be doing this wet on wet so that we don't have hard edges. However, we're gonna start painting only half of the sky. Let me show you how. We're gonna start coming here with Queen Gold, and we're gonna start here. Queen Gold is yellow that is not as bright as the primary color, as the primary yellow, but you can use whatever you have. And now I'm gonna twist it. This is gonna be the rest of the sky, but we want that to be a little bit like this is diffuse, but we don't want all this color. Now I'm gonna turn it on the opposite direction. And now I'm gonna switch to Burnt Sienna. These skies, when we are a little bit trying to get a glow, but in a winter snowing days, this is how you get color. We don't get, they're not bright colors like permanent rose or anything like that. Okay, so now I don't know if you can see it, I'm having some of them moving because I'm tilted. But I want these two to blend. So let's just do it a little bit in the opposite direction too, so we don't have a line. And let the paper do the work for you. You don't have to do nothing but test still and all the color. Let me see if I can get a close up so I can show you better. Can you see it? How if I tilt it, the color moves. So it's moving into that direction, but this one is also moving. If you want to tilt it this other way, then now it will continue to move and we will lose that line out there. I mean, you can help it if you are a little bit impatient because everything is pretty wet. You see how we have shine? Then you can just go come over here with a little bit of the, I guess I got the yellow, the Queen Gold, and then help those two blend out there together. Now, for this snow, I also wet it, but I'm gonna get the same Queen Gold, but more diluted. So I'm bringing more water, and then we're gonna put a little bit of this glow will go on the snow because the snow is white. And it will add almost like a mirror, so it will be more pale, but nevertheless the color will be there. All right, now I feel like I'm losing that, so tilt it one more time. Well, we still got some shine. When I get a little bit of that line more diluted, then it's about now. We're gonna put it flat. And we're gonna let it dry by itself. This is very important. If you let it dry by itself, all these mixings will continue to happen. And also we need to be completely bone dry before we put our blues and this other part of this. I just wanted to tell you that see how my paper is still is wet, but it has lost the shine. If you want to, you can use the hair dryer right now, which is exactly what I'm gonna do. Now we're gonna do the second part of our sky. And for this, I'm switching my paper. And we're gonna go ahead and re-wet this paper. It is important that you don't put too much pressure when you are applying the water. Why? Because if I go with pressure, I'm gonna move all this color. And yes, I had to bring my water all the way till the mountains because although the color is gonna stop right here, if I don't do this, I will have a line in the middle of the sky and we don't want to. But simple solution, bring the water till there, very, very gentle, just drop the water, I'm not moving the color. And then over here, yes, I go with the water. I have Payne's gray ready. You can put it flat, go like this. If you want to put it a little bit in an angle, put your board a little bit in an angle. Instead of being just like this, put it a little bit onto that angle, which is exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm coming with my Payne's gray and I started applying it over here. More, because this is gonna be here in the top where it's gonna go darker. And I'm only gonna do like a triangle, that's it. And now I'm gonna let the water give me all these pretty things. So what I'm doing now is reload my brush and put more color over here. making it darker on the part where I already gave it color before. And you see what's happening? That's exactly what we want. We want with the tilting. Oops, see what happened there? A little bit of the blue got, that's okay. Yes, I'm coming with a little bit more dark while this is before my paper dries, and while this is tilted, I continue to tilt it. You don't have to do it all the way straight. Do it. What we're looking for is these gorgeous things, and we are getting it. Now we're gonna turn it around. And what is left to do, because this is wet, is with the very tip of my brush. Now I'm gonna take all the color, and this is optional, by the way. Then you can just bring it down a little bit. Okay, so our sky has dried, and I have some things on this sky that I like and some things that I don't. Now, let me start by telling you that these paintings where the sky is the protagonist, that's what we spend extra time on them. These little details that we're gonna put over here, a couple trees and these little things, are kind of like the supporting things, but the sky is the one that we wanna spend the time because that's the one who tells the story. So, what do I like? I like this a lot. I like the glow. What don't I like? I don't like that my blue did not completely wet. I wanted to have more of these little transitions getting into the yellow. Can it be fixed? Yes. Am I going to show you how to? Of course. Let's get to it. Every time that we do skies like this, as long as you wet, and you wet once again till wherever the mountains are. Don't push hard, only wet. Drop the water and then very gentle, okay? Bring the water to the top. Now we have two colors. We have this one and we have the other one. So lightly wet them both. Now, for my personal like, but if you want to, you can go ahead and go back again with your Payne's gray if you like it. I like this as kind of bright, so I like this to be slightly brighter. So, what I'm gonna do, once again, we turn it, and this time, instead of getting Payne's gray, I'm gonna put French Ultramarine because I already have Payne's gray over there. So, again, French Ultramarine. And I applying it in the same, exactly same way that I did before. But I start with my board being flat and bringing it slightly lower because we know now that we've run a little bit short. Now I tilt, and then I bring more blue here in the top and let it just spread. See, it's spreading. That's what we wanted. But we just wanted to bring it a little slightly lower, so some of that color gets there. Look, I got a pile over there of water. Turn it around, bring it to this corner, take some of that water out. If you had too much, before we didn't, it depends on how much water you put, and then tilt it again, the way that you want it. You can put it flat, that some of them go into it. The important thing is not to go back and forth with your brush. You can move your board all you want, all that you want, but do not move, do not go back and forth with the brush. That's the thing that we don't want. Putting it over here. I think that I have a little bit too much water, so I'm gonna collect it here now in this end. There it goes, voila. Nice. All right. And now I am gonna let this dry once again. All right, and now we really got what we wanted. Look at that glow and look at that beautiful sky. Now, let me show you. Remember when I told you that if we put the other color, we need to wet everything again, although we were not gonna put any color here. Otherwise, we will get a line. This is the line. You see, I got the line here because that's where I stopped wetting. A little bit of the water came in, but that's okay because here we're gonna put mountains kind of in the distant hills so we can cover this up. But can you imagine if we were having this right in the middle of the paper or the sky? Then that will not be okay. So again, you can put as many washes as you need to. meaning two things: that when you wet, you don't push hard, and also that you work with good paper. Let's finish this painting. Going with my burnt sienna, same color as I did before, and I'm gonna get this one just like this, well, maybe with a hint of the French Ultramarine that I have over there, just to kill the shine. And we're gonna start this one for the distant one. It's gonna be and the distant. You know what? Let's just write. All right. So we have one over here. Again, the farther ones we have less color. So now I come with water because we want it to look like they're far away. And then we're gonna make this one coming up here as well. There it goes. And let's just have this comes around. Let's say that it goes till here as well. The burnt sienna, and again I'm picking up very little bit of the French Ultramarine. Let me show you another way. So you can have two ways. You can do it like that, and then you can go ahead and start putting it a little bit right here. You could go a little bit right away. This is one way to do it with more French Ultramarine, so it feels like it is a little bit more on the gray area, but a little bit darker. Okay, so this will be one way. We mix the colors already in our palette, and we bring it with our in our brush. The other way is to just bring your burnt sienna only. You see, this is where we mix both colors. This is where we only put one. What are we gonna do now? Just come with the French Ultramarine only. Let me show you. Let's just bring in only French Ultramarine. We're gonna go ahead and start applying it. Like if we put a glaze one on top of the other, and we put this color on top of this one. What's gonna happen when you glaze is that some of the first color shows a little bit more than in the other one. Both ways are lovely, and both of them give us the same effect that we want. So you choose. And we're gonna finish these banks ahead of hills and snow by now just getting the French Ultramarine with the Payne gray. So now with my while it dries with the French Ultra and the burnt sienna, I'm gonna make me a dark gray. Almost, you can actually with these two colors you can make a black if you wanted to, but they're tree trunks, so they're not black. All right, let's get to it. All right, so we're gonna start putting the bigger tree rubber right here. Now right smack in the middle. So we're gonna put it a little bit here on the edge, and now a little bit wider. Let me reload because as I push the color, then it becomes thinner. Before I keep going at there, let's just bring me a little bit of water here, so I don't have it too hard, like a snow is coming or something. I had to do it now while it's wet. Let's get a little bit like a V there. You can make these trees however you want it. However, once they start separating, then this trunk, the one in the middle, needs to start getting thinner. Okay? Just get another branch that comes over here and separate it. They always, these trees, like I said, I think in another video, you always finish from more here to less. Okay? But this one can get a little bit thicker right here. Here, maybe let's get another one that comes this way. Let's get this more turned. All right, we got tree number one. These two are almost the same and high. So let's make this, I mean, it's easier to make the one in the middle longer than not that other one. Because this is darker color, if we go over that, it doesn't show, so it works out perfectly. And now with what I have in my brush, because I wanna to get variation, I'm just making them a couple over here. Smaller trees with less branches. Maybe even this is snow coming this way and this are on the other side of the snow bed. We have a hole here. Should we put on another one? Yeah. And maybe one here too. Okay. And now we're gonna finish this painting by putting some shadows. Let's just finish this beautiful wintry painting by putting just some gray that I mixed with French Ultramarine and Burnt Sienna. We're gonna put this shadow here on the snow. We want, then we soften it up slightly. This we lift it into a hard edge, and this one here, we let it go away. These trees are gonna be casting some shadows. And those are gonna be, so we got one here, just put one there. And have another one here, just put it here. These ones we want it to be hard edges. Maybe some of those are coming here too. And continue with this tree. Reload if needed. If your shadows are getting a little too light, which is what was happening to me. So our shadows will be thicker, more darker when they are there, and then lighter as they go away. So I go with water and go with a little bit of that and soften it up. I wet it, put it like it's a little bank of snow, like it's up and down. Just the shadow. And finally, we're gonna put it over here. So I wet first, and I bring my French Ultramarine. Pale, pale. And this is a beautiful painting that it could be done like this. We accomplished the goal of having glow. But because I said that it was going to be a wintry scene, what we're going to do now is we're going to put a little bit of snow. By that, how am I going to do that? I'm going to get some of my white paint, and then I'm going to go ahead and start splattering a little bit of that here in the sky. And to finish up, although our painting looks lovely like it is, I figure it will be nice to add a couple birdies. But of course, if we just do it by making a V. And if we put 2, we had to put 3. And now I'm gonna call this painting. As you can see, by wetting the sky first, let it dry, then apply the dark color. Afterwards, you are guaranteed to get glowing skies, winter skies, or any other season, every single time. If you also like to learn how to make winter landscapes look with depth and atmosphere, I'm gonna leave here one of the videos where I can teach you how to do that. As always, I thank you for being here, and I will see you in my next video.